good evening again, guys. It's Royal Foss here. I thought I'd do a quick video again. Just a little trip over to Alderney from Jersey with the Neofly integration. Unfortunately, the time of year it is at the moment, most of the stuff's going to be in the dark, but we're currently at the club here in Jersey. Just waiting to get the engine start and take off. I've got the GPU in, so obviously I've got the strobes and that, just so the pilots and that next door to me know that I'm a live aircraft as opposed to a computer one, so nobody comes along and decides to land or take not land, but decide to park into me or anything like that. I'll just go through what I'm doing today. So at the moment I'm all the way here in Jersey. With Vatsim at the moment, ground is the only person that's on, and it's Dan at the moment, and he's on 121.9. We've got information echo at the moment, which is at 1620. The runway in use is at 26, and the visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Light rain, few 1,000 feet, broken at 1,300 feet, and we got light rain and 17 knots with visibility. This is us in Jersey here with the Channel Islands control zone. It's going to be runway 26, so we'll fly off here to an altitude of 500 feet like we've done before, and then we'll turn right for the northwest corner visual point. And then from the northwest corner, we'll then head up, and I'm actually going to aim for the Alderney Lighthouse, but I'll end up actually going to the Alpha Lima Delta waypoint, which will then put us into Alderney's 26 runway, I believe, Jersey. So at the moment, obviously, we've got 17 knots. The aircraft's pretty much good to go. All I've got to do at the moment is turn the fuel on, left and right, which therefore means that I can get started here. What I am going to do is just plumb in 121.9 and ask for engine start and clearance on Vatsim. I am going to go through
Juliet Papa is on short final for Guernsey runway 27.
I am going to go through the makings of Vatsim and how I would load up from a very novice pilot point of view, which I'll do in a video. If that's something you think you'd like to do, just leave us a comment or so on and so forth. So I know there's loads of videos out there and it might have been done too many times, but I can always go through, especially how I integrate Vatsim and Neofly and how I go about it. I've put my flight plan in already to Vatsim, so I'm just going to get ready and ask for clearance and that now. Jersey ground, good evening. It's November 100 Juliet Delta. I'm currently down at the Aero Club. I've got information echo. I'm looking for clearance and start VFR to Alderney.
November 100 Juliet Delta, Jersey ground, good evening. Report aircraft type?
Sorry, I do apologise. It's Cessna414. I'm just at the Aero Club.
November 10 Juliet Delta, thank you. You are clear to Albany. VFR, not above 1,000 feet. And your squawk will be 3603.
That's all copied. Cleared to Alderney, not above 1,000 feet. And squawk is 360... Was that 5? Sorry, I do apologise. November 100 Juliet Delta.
November 100 Juliet Delta, negative 3603.
3603, November 100 Juliet Delta.
November 100 Juliet Delta, read back correct. Startup's approved, report ready for taxi.
Start approved, report ready, taxi, November 100 Juliet Delta. So obviously it's good there, you know, I'm writing stuff down whilst I'm doing it. Obviously I wrote down a little bit too quick there, and I wrote down a 3 that looked like a 5. So again, don't be afraid if you've done something wrong. It just takes a little bit of you just to turn around, and you know, these are normal people that are on our tower, also in real life and also on the sim. They're there to help you, so don't be afraid if you've got something back, just to turn around and say to them, look, I've got something wrong there. So I'm just going to plumb that in. So that's 3 Might help if I did it right. Three, 6, 0, 3. And then I'm going to altitude that and identify. So that's all me done there. I'm going to get the engine started now. And I'm not above altitude 1,000 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plumb this all the way down for the altitude. For those of you who don't know, I've actually got I've been lucky enough to purchase the Honeycomb Alpha yoke and the Bravo throttle stick. I think it was about time that I upgraded to something a little nicer for a change, because I've always used Logitech stuff or cheaper stuff. So I thought I'd treat myself, which is really, really good. So a lot of the stuff that I can do now, like the heading, for example, on the heading bug, I can actually turn on the dials of the Bravo, which is it is really, really nice actually. So I can turn the altitude like I'm doing just down there on the Bravo, and set up other stuff like my feet per minute or the vertical speed just on the right. I can change via the dial, and it's all pretty much come up straight away. I didn't really have to do any setting up, which was nice. So I'm going to get the auxiliary pumps. I'll put the batteries on here, make sure I've got all my nav lights and so on and so forth, and I'm going to prime it. I'm going to whack the mixtures up. Whack the RPMs up. And whack the throttles up. So throttles to just a little bit open here. I'm going to primer over. Magneto's already on. And then I'm going to start up the left engine. And I'm just going to catch the throttle there. So now I've done that, and get the cabin temperature on, and I can get rid of the GPU. So that's just me. Dan's obviously sent me something for a different aircraft, so I'm going to...
Speedbird 04. I seem to be having problems with uncline. I will have to disconnect.
Speedbird 04, not a problem.
No, he's obviously doing some training there, so I've just... he's just teaching somebody. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to prime the next engine. And get the next one started.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
So that's me all good. I'm now fully started now. Just gonna catch the revs, get the revs all the way up, and I'm just gonna pull back. And I whack the taxi lights on now. What I am gonna do, I'm just gonna double check that everything is green, which everything is on Neofly, and then I'm all good. So I'm just gonna contact tower now and request taxi. Jersey Tower, November 100 Juliet Deltas, ready taxi.
November 100 Juliet Delta, thank you. Taxi holding point Alpha 1 via Hotel on Alpha. And November 100 Juliet Delta, nothing further. I'm on to Unicom 1228. Have a great flight.
Over to Unicom 122.8. Thanks for the comms. November 100 Juliet Delta. Decimal 800 now because he's turned around and asked me to. And I will report ready for takeoff. Unicom, it's Jersey traffic. This is November 100 Juliet Delta, lining up runway 26 Jersey, taking off runway 26 Jersey. So what I'm going to do here is just select a stage of flaps, and I'm going to get the trim wheel just all the way down, ready for the takeoff. We're a bit wet here at the moment. So I'm going to keep the fuel pumps on. I'm going to come to a stop here, whack the landing lights on, and I'm going to take the taxi lights off. November 100 Juliet Delta, Jersey traffic is rolling runway 26. Nice smooth rotation here. It's quite windy and rainy, obviously, you can tell.
Have a nice flight.
Just going to pull the throttle back now. Pull the RPM back and get the mixture into place so the turbo's giving us max revs. No runway to be seen now. Up with the gear. And up with the flaps. And a slow, gentle turn out to the northwest corner. We should just be intercepting the line soon, so then the GPS can then take over. The GPS is now taken over. So now I'm checking everything over. Cylinder pressures are okay, oil pressures are okay. What I am going to do is I'm just going to close the cowl flaps a bit now. And just pull the mixture back just so the turbo's not working so hard. I'm going to pull the manifold back to 30 now, and the revs back to 3,500. Just because we're absolutely motoring. This is where Alderney is. So we're looking at coming all the way, flying all the way into the air, which is the Alderney waypoint here, and then we'll turn in onto runway 26. And it's looking pretty black out there at the moment. You cannot see a lot. So Alderney is a lit airport at this moment in time. So as we get closer, I'll be looking for the lights into runway 26 or 27. I'm just going to double check now actually on this one here what Alderney is. So waypoint info and then down to the runways, and it's 26 and 08 is the hard runway. So it's exactly the same as Jersey. So I haven't done any missions at the moment on Neofly. This is just a transit mission to set me up to pick up some goods, which I'm going to pick up some goods in Alderney and then transport them somewhere else. But what we can do is we can have a look at Simware or Simware. I'll refresh this, and then what you should be able to see now is us. So there we are, November 100 Juliet Delta, Cessna414. We're currently at 193 knots, and we're at 900 feet, and we're going to Guernsey, and that's us obviously motoring there, which is quite good. So once again, this is what we're going to do. We're going to head up into Alderney, head to the Alderney, the ALZ waypoint here, and then end up into runway 26 here. So about halfway, what I'm going to do now, I've got 4 minutes to run, which is down here, and 14 miles. So I'll just do a call on Unicom just to say, Unicom, this is November 100 Juliet Delta, Alderney traffic. I'm flying from the south, from Jersey to Alderney, 15 or 13.5 nautical miles to run. Looking at runway 26, Alderney traffic. I'm just going to change the dial, and then what I will do is I'll end up putting the heading on 260. So if I have to do a go around and I can't see Alderney, I know that I can plumb in the basically the heading straight away and put it onto autopilot. You know, the weather's not looking great at this current moment in time. So what I will do is I'm just going to actually have a look at the METAR and put in EGJA. And Alderney is actually in IFR at this current moment in time. So what I am going to do is have a quick look at Alderney and see if they have any IFR capabilities. EGJA or Echo Golf Juliet Alpha. I will search that, and I'm just going to go down onto plates here and just see what they've got. So I'm going to turn this over, rotate clockwise, and just see what the whole Alderney thing is. So I don't actually think Alderney have the DME at all. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to have a quick look down here and just see what our approaches we have on the flight plan. There is no approach for Alderney. So Alderney's approach here is to hit these on and then come out 2,000 feet, 1,500 feet here, and these are obviously the minimus here for an LNAV. So we'll pop along here at what we're doing and have a good look to see if we can. So what I'm going to do now is slow us all the way down. Whack the pumps on. And then kind of get the gear down. And I'm going to put us down to 1,000 feet. I've just come around onto the GPS now. So I'm just going to slow us down even more. Trying to work out my plan. So it didn't quite activate the leg for some reason. So the autopilot's now turning us round. And it's going to turn us to the ordinary leg now. Get the revs back involved, get the mixtures all the way up. There's Alderney just coming into play there. So what I am doing now is just trying to look for the runway. And there's the runway just there, so I'm going to come off autopilot now. Get the full stage of flaps on. Keeping an eye on that runway now. I'm now bringing my speed all the way back. I'm just looking for that one red and one white, which I haven't got at the moment, so I'm just going to increase speed a little bit. Just putting a bit of rudder input here because and that's what I'm looking for, the one white and one red. I'm just trimming her out as much as I can, and I'm going to follow this all the way to the centre of the runway. Because Alderney is not very nice at the moment, so I'm a little bit high now. So I'm just going to back the throttle off, and then make sure that I've got. Just see the touchdown markers are just coming through now. So I am really high. Really high. Built that speed off. Nice big flare. Can't see where I am. And I'm not happy with that at all, so I'm going around. Unicom, this is November 100 Juliet Delta, is going around runway 26 Alderney. I'm just going to try and build some speed back up here. back on the RPM, back on the throttle, and then I'm going to get the heading just back into play. So and then we'll have another go again, I think. So I'm just going to bring this all the way back. Unicom, ordinary traffic, this is November 100, Juliet Delta. Just coming up to finals, Alderney, runway 26. Alderney just there, the runway. So I'm going to take us out of autopilot. Start pulling this right back. Then I can get the gear down, and we can have another go, I think. All stage of flaps. Bit of rudder into play here. Trying to get nice and slow, so really loads of rudder into play. Try and get over this if we can. Loads of rudder. Loads of rudder. Loads of rudder. Little bit off the runway, but I've kept it straight anyway.
Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Can turn the autopilot off now. Unicom, this is November 100, Juliet Delta. Runway 26 vacated at Alderney. So obviously you wouldn't do this in real life, you know, with the Alderney into IFR. It doesn't have IFR capabilities and minimas. You can go down for VFR and see what the minimas are. But this is obviously, if you don't push yourself in Microsoft Flight Simulator when you're not doing any harm to anyone, then it's part of the fun. Bit off the runway there, but to be honest I was quite happy by the end of that with getting it down. I was just off on the grass and then managed to put it onto the runway, so in this type of weather that's not bad. I have to say these graphics are absolutely incredible, aren't they, with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look at the water dripping down the windscreen there. So that's us nicely in Alderney, ready for the next flight, which I can do, which will be a market one. So thanks once again for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoyed it.